My name is Oliver North. I'm a partner at Pollen Consulting Group and I've been with Pollen for 5 years. So Pollen technology came about because we realized there are technologies that could be leveraged to support our consulting offering. So our clients were looking for technologies that could really help drive cost out in their businesses. Lots of businesses look at Industry 4.0 and get confused by what can they do today to set themselves up for the future. We realized that there was a gap in the market to identify technologies that could be implemented today, drive benefits to our clients now, and help set businesses up for the future. We focused on some key areas that we wanted to essentially understand where can we get a brain upgrade for businesses that they currently have substandard processes for today. A couple of areas that we looked at were, live decision analytics. So how do you look at business reporting from the shop floor all the way through to the boardroom, using all the data sources that exist that really drive insights to help businesses make decisions. We look at technology roadmaps and trying to understand what is the right roadmap for the specific business that is bespoke for where we can solve their needs. And a technology roadmap, in our view, should always be linked to an ROI. So every technology that's implemented in a business should always have a benefit that they can quantify for that technology. We spent a lot of time trying to understand from a planning perspective, both from a network and a scheduling, what opportunities exist, which is where we've really developed capability in what we would call the digital twin space. In simple terms, it is a replica of your supply chain or factory in a digital environment that will give you outputs that are both feasible and realistic. So taking into account all of the restrictions and interfaces that exist. In concept, it's a sandbox which allows you to run years worth of operations in a digital environment and make mistakes in a digital world that you can then learn from and implement in a real world environment. The only thing that is sure about supply chains and businesses of the future is that we have no idea how they operate. Changes in market dynamics, changes in procurement dynamics, changes in your consumer preferences are always driving complexity into our supply chains. Currently, lots of businesses are using quite simple tools for their planning processes, and it really is somebody with lots of experience and a clever Excel sheet to do your planning. This is becoming, and in many cases already is, substandard to what you need. The digital twin is allowing you to replicate all of the complexities and variability that actually exist in the real world and allow you to make sure that you are optimizing to what is a very dynamic environment. If you do not look to leverage this type of capability, then you will essentially be outstripped by your competitors who are looking and using this type of technology. In a world where people want low-cost solutions for everything, you need to be able to operate in a very dynamic environment in a very cost-effective way. One of the things I believe Pollen adds that is not hugely represented in the marketplace is we bring our consulting know-how and we essentially underpin the technology using consulting viewpoint. What exists at the moment is there's lots of technologies out there who don't necessarily understand the complexity of the consulting world, which means that you can scale the cost and ultimately end up with a solution that doesn't do what you need it to do. There are big consulting houses that have their own technologies, but they are very expensive. They're bespoke technologies that they develop, and they're not using best in class in the market. What Pollen brings to the table is we will use the best cost-effective solutions in technology environment, but we will underpin it with our consulting knowledge and know-how to ensure that it is driving the areas that are most critical, and it is really modeling what is core within your business.